Now, C-Spect is also an emulator that allows you to run Spectrum Next, and it does so in a slightly more robust way. It's possible to configure the emulator. It's very easy. You just download the Spectrum Next latest release. It's a zip file. You unzip that and then you get a directory structure. In that directory structure there are some ROM files, and there's two ROM files that you need for the C-Spect emulator to be able to emulate the Spectrum Next. You put those two files, ROM files, you put in the C-Spect main directory, and then you run the C-Spect emulator with a set of command lines, parameters, enabling the next mode, enabling the Spectrum Next ROM, and indicating the image file of the SD card that you want to run. Now, what I did is I extracted all the files to an SD card, all the files of the Spectrum Next release. I extracted those to a real SD card, 16 gigabyte SD card, put some extra files, extra games, demos and stuff on there. Actually bought some Spectrum Next games and made an image of that, stuck that in the emulator, did the command line thing, and yeah, I'm up and running. And now I want to show you this middle thing. I am actually slightly modifying one of the demos in order to just check out how the basic functions. And Next Basic really looks like an enhanced version of 128K plus 3 Basic. So here you set the border color. Whoops, why is this screen middle? Like so. Here you set the border color, the ink color, clear the screen, and here is the scrolling routine. This text is used, so it picks the character set and it prints the character set and it scrolls them. So Lactobacillus prime was here on the emulated Spectrum Next, emulated C-Spectrum Next, emulated Spectrum Next, and can't wait for the second Kickstarter. I'm kicking myself in the head. I truly am. So let's run. So Lactobacillus prime was here on the emulated ZX Spectrum Next. Can't wait for the second Kickstarter. Cool, isn't it? I'm not sure if I can save this. Let's see if I can save this. Save, mark, scroller, lactose scroller. Yeah, lactose scroller. And perhaps I should have made it lacro scroller. Okay, let's do it again. Save, lactose scroller. Okay, can't. Yeah, that's better. Right. And probably it'll work like this. Demos, basic scroll, like the scroller boss. Run. And there it is. Cool. Okay, so let's see some of the demos. The basic font. Hello, font routine. Okay, demos, basic font. Probably it's easier to see the text. So this is the bitmap font. Hello, nice font routine. So there's font sprite definitions. It's all very, very doable actually. It isn't. It's how do you say that? The this is the third. Continue. Cool. So this is like Turbo Pascal's units from back in the day. This looks a bit like BBC stuff. Cool. This is very cool. Okay. Some more demos. On the standard mode. No, this is this is not standard mode. I think this is the next demo. So let me see. There's probably a loader. Ah, there it is. Critters. Those look great. Critters. Critters. Oh wow. Die Hard, movie poster, E.T. So some pretty decent graphical quality. Remind me of MSX2. Back to the Future, some solid movies. Breakout Test. Any? No. So this is the Breakout game. Let me see if I can understand where it reads. Inky string 8, 5. 8 and 5. Okay. This is fast. Oh. Look at that bat. It really is a wow. It's amazing. You can program little basic games and they run and they are fast and they are playable. This is cool. Classics. Yeah, those are classic demos, I guess. So standard, which is 128K. truc trapped. So this is just, you know, regular Spectrum 128K. Oh, bloody hell. Games. Nextoid. Let's try it properly. Games. Nextoid. Load RGB. Nextoid SNA. I think it's Nextoid SNA. This might not work, or it does. Okay, let's see if I have a stop the tape, joystick, start, Nextoid. So I bought some ZX Spectrum Next games. This is a perfectly decent version of. Whoa! Okay. I'm going to heaven or something. Probably it's going to load in another another level. Otherwise, it will be a very strange experience. shall we just leave it at a very strange experience? Not sure what's happening here, but yeah, I could try that again. Games, Nextoid. I don't think that is going to that is going to be the case. Okay, so let's not pick up that special. I may actually have hit upon a bug. So the to joystick, start, space. Okay, so let's not pick up the special. Oh, very nice stereo sound. So I guess that was a bug that I just hit. It's a very decent Arkanoid clone. Very nice. Orb, 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 orb. Basic. Okay, and then a run. Toe Jumpers into Matt Davis production, the first adventure Orb Run. Hit fire to spend 4 power and destroy surround voids. Press any key to start. And more space to fire. I don't think that worked, but probably the emulator's fault, because it's, you know, the emulator is not foolproof yet. Games, Pogi, Sna. Yep. So this is a famous little demo that I've seen around. It's it doesn't have any sound, but it shows you what is possible with the Next when it comes to graphics and sprites and stuff. It really turns it into a quite a nice. Whoops! Whoa! Okay, I can't. But yeah, very nice little. The score is a bit weird, but yeah, it just goes to show. I mean, and I'm playing this on an emulator, of course, so playing this on a real hardware. Oh, that's something that kills me. So playing this on a real hardware probably will be quite a bit different, a fair bit different. Okay, whoops, that's. Oops, and it's going to cost me a life. Not sure, oh, if that actually deducted from the total amount of lives I had, but oh, and then I hit the little cool. Warhawk. Levels, Warhawk, Next. So this is one of the games that I bought. A shooter. Very nice title screen. Yeah, the Next title screen looks a lot better. Oh, cool music. Warhawk music. first time I ever played this, so bear with me. Destroy as much as possible on the floor, on the ground. This plays very well. So I do have shields. Nice parallax scrolling. Oh wow, look at the particles. Oh wow. Sense of accomplishment. Love the sound. Love the sound. That really cost me a lot of shields. Very nice big strides. Oh, bloody hell. Game over! Yeah, cool. Love it. Castlevania, I've heard good things about it. This is just a stop tape, press any key. A very nice Castlevania. I've heard that the music in this one is really good. A whole dialogue, which I'm not going to go into. Cool. Banjo-Ollie recently did a very nice rendition of this tune. Oh wow. Oh bloody hell. Oh, okay, down in the dungeon. Oh, bloody hell. This is very cool. So the commands that I use to run this in next mode is this. So I call the executable, then I set the flag for ZX Next. The next ROM is going to be used. TV, so no scan line, so I actually turn off the TV mode. I turn on the full screen mode, and the SD card or MMC card, I call this image, and this is actually the image that I created myself from a new file install. And this, the TBB Blue MMC, actually comes from another emulator that is also capable of booting. So yeah, pretty cool. Next to PED, standard, controls, fire to start, 2W, let me see, the 2W90, and fire is M. Okay. Oh wow. Oops. Oh bloody hell. I'm gonna be toast. Wow, this is a really cool version of Centipede. Ah! Sanction. Oh. Standard load. Spectrum Remix. Sanction was a very good shooter. And I just have a thing for more limited hardware. You know, if you have certain limits and you manage to squeeze a ton out of that limited hardware, that's just awesome. So Kempston, and then start game. Prepare for death. Oh gosh! Wow! Oh wow! Yeah, it was a tough game. I remember this on the Commodore 64. I actually didn't think I didn't think a Spectrum version would actually exist. I quite like the Spectrum palette. It's so different from the Commodore. You know, Spectrum is just enter your name. No. Okay. Let's reset. And let's see if some of my classic games actually, Homebrew Classic, 2019 homebrew. Just a girl, Mentor Kill, Ultimate Explorer, Drift, Ernesto, Hardy, Yazzie, standard mode. What I love about this, this is cool. Ah, this is like, oops. What I love about this next is that it actually allows you to run 48K games, next games, you know, all within the same user interface. Well, so those are the little things that I can use to. Oh bloody hell! Ah, they corner me. Oh. This is a very nice little game. It's a bit reminiscent of. Oh, let's go. It's. Gosh, I forgot the name of that game. It's heavily inspired on. Oh, I totally forgot the name. I love it. I think, yeah, you can make a bridge. And what's also quite amazing is that you don't seem to be having all sorts of color clashes, you know. There's, where am I? There I am. Whoops. And what I like a lot is actually the stereo effects and the sound. Whoa, bloody hell, not in the fire, not in the fire! This is a very addictive, well-executed game. Gosh, what's the name of that game? You have all these men, and they dig holes, and you trap your opponents and stuff. It's actually quite interesting. I can't come up with the name. Oh well. Where am I? I'm over here. So I've got some axes. And that's a bomb, probably. Ah, bloody hell. Yeah, very cool. So see, classic games, some of my classic games. TZX won't load, but TAP will. So I've got Uridium. I think I've got Uridium on here. Or haven't I? No Uridium. Perhaps on the disk then. And as you see, I'm fully prepared. Uridium Plus. Mount A. Try to boot disk. Yes. Oh wow. Not bootable. Okay, so it only supports specific non-protective disks that you can boot, plus 3 disks. Probably this is not going to work. Oh. Okay. I can I can just run this. You can mount the disk, probably not boot it. Oh yeah, well, it just works. Cool. And here I am. There's some issue with the pulling of the joystick. Maybe an emulator issue, or perhaps the wrong joystick is detected. Sometimes that happens. But yeah, all in all, next ZXOS can't wait for the second Kickstarter or for a MiSTer implementation, and for now I'll make do with this emulator, C-Spect.